Good morning and welcome to the Tony's Tackle Sea Fishing channel. Today I'm with Steve Kerr and we are going to tie some rigs. So get set up and over to Steve.
Welcome, here's my little rig setup. I have a rig board which is measured out in inches and centimetres. I have a clip at the end in case I need that, and then pegs all the way through so I can get the rigs reasonably the same. I have boxes of beads, boxes of hooks, all sorts of bits and pieces, and over here I have a box full of lines. So today I thought I'd show you some of the rigs that I tie for myself. So this is a dongle rig which has a floating foam body just below a circle hook, and I'll show you how I make that. And it goes onto a standard pulley rig. And what this seems to do, and I learnt this in South Africa, is that especially fishing for cob, which is similar to our bass, is having the extra little piece of float in it seems to make the bait move around, and you just wrap your bait around the foam. So you cut your foam to the size of the bait. Normally they use squid over there or sardines, so you have quite a big float to keep it off the bottom. And I'll show you how we build that. You can have either a swivel at the end or a split ring. I use a swivel in this case, just hold it on, and then when it goes down it pulls off and goes out in a normal pulley. So I'll show you that one first. So we start off with the rig body on it, and for that I use 80-pound line. It's stronger than most people use, but I like to have the ability to go up to 7 or 8 ounces of lead if required. And the size of my pulley is around 90 centimetres. And for this rig you need a piece of rig foam. Comes in all shapes and sizes and colours. I've got a selection here. You have long white ones, short coloured ones, piece of rig foam that you can get in most craft shops, or they use for carp fishing, and different coloured ones as well. Just whatever you fancy to use. So for this rig we have a weight clip, the circle hook, big swivel, pulley bead, 2 small beads, and a little swivel to go on the end. And the final piece that I use is a 110-pound braid for putting the dongle on. So we start off with the hook clip. I use a 5-turn tucked half blood knot, which I lubricate. I'll trim off but leave myself some. And I'll put on a bead. These ones are 5mm, but I've got 3mm, 8mm. I've got fluorescent ones, glow in the dark ones, all sorts of colours, just whatever I fancy at the time. And again, the top swivel, a 5-turn tucked half blood knot, and I've got a little pulling device should I wish to tighten it up even more, but most of the time it's perfectly okay with just pulling it. Trim that off. There's nothing finesse about these particular rigs. It's all heavy stuff. I shall use 60-pound. This is Memorex saltwater leader. I clip my rig down, and I say I've got a bulldog clip or an elastic band on a little spring here, which I can adjust to make it as tight or as loose as I want. Again, a 510 tucked blood knot. And with all these rigs, they're just how I build them. You can all have variations. Loads of people do different things. So I want that to go 10 centimetres or so short. You can always adjust it in the end. And then I'll tie on my circle hook. Again, the same tucked blood knot. So I've got a dongle that I've already made here, but I'll show you what you do with this foam. So depending on the size of the bait you think you're going to use, mainly for me it's bluey, mackerel or squid on these. I am going to try it next year with peeler crab. Just cut it to size. Trim the corners off. And make it a little bit. And then you can actually cut the sides off as well if you want to make it perfectly round, but I find this sort of shape works absolutely fine. So that's that. So then I want a piece of the braid to hold dongle on. So to get that through, I push a baiting needle right the way through the middle. Like so. And then to get the line through, or the braid through, I put a little loop of thin line. Just loop that up and then put it through. Tie my little swivel or the split ring on the end, again with just a tucked blood knot. And then you just need a little bit of flex on it. And then with a lighter I just melt the end. And that just stops it all fraying. Now you get your, and you put it through the threads of the braid once, twist it over, through the threads of the braid twice. And there's your little dongle, and that flows around anywhere. The bait goes up and down. Stick the lead on there. And there's your rig. All ready to go. Okay.
Yeah. So how well, two questions. Firstly, just by doing that through the braid with a fused end is strong enough, is it?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You can't pull that apart
Right.
at all.
Let me say so. So just show me us pulling it apart again. Strength of it. Awesome.
Yeah,
So
absolutely fine. Yeah.
And then what, you bait elastic, you bait around
Yeah,
that.
what we should do actually, we'll do it next time, is we'll do a session on baiting.
Right, okay. Yeah,
and then we
good
can
idea.
lay the bait out.
Yeah.
And we can get the hooks and stuff and show different things. So I know you've done some with them on the guys on the beach.
Yeah.
But we'll do one on the table. So
yeah, absolutely. Great idea.
So there we go.
Fantastic. So, what do you call that rig, Steve?
A dongle pulley rig.
A dongle pulley rig.
Yeah.
Okay, great, fantastic.